Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome. It is my 7-year Stream-a-versary. 7 years ago, this very day, I decided to push the button and go live for the first time. 7 years have changed. The world's worse than it was. It's not my fault. Regardless, it's showtime. Hi guys, I'm back again. Here we are. I have presents. Not for you, but from the game for me. My placement rewards, 5 Omega Files and an Infinity Orb. That was like top 80% or something like that. I wasn't trying very hard, truth be told. An Infinity Orb. Wah! Midtown Madness gift box. 3 Odin marks. Odin marks are always going to be welcome. And a Defender's Daily gift. That is some orders from the hand, man. So, what is on the docket for this evening? Well, I'm going to level up 2 characters. First thing we're going to do, we're going to add some G's to our wallet by spending. I think we've got enough. We have got enough for 1,800 G's, which will be 2 characters. The first one, per the softballed request of one Canucket, will be Daredevil. Buy him. Oh! The man with no fear has arrived. Now, I've been playing PoE 2 over the last few days, so I'm going to continually, constantly be hitting WASD and not moving and wondering what's wrong. The answer, when I ask that question, is click the move, dumbass. So, right. We know. So, first of all, powers. I assume everything he's going to be doing is physical. He's not going to be doing any mental damage or energy damage. He's going to be doing physical damage. So, we've got synergies. Black Panther's move speed and melee power, yes. Blade, attack speed, and health on any hit. Those are both pretty solid. Carnage, health on hit, more stacking health. Doom, probably. Sig. You don't get your Sig until level 30, so. Elektra, physical damage and damage to bosses. Sure, that seems pretty good. Ghost Rider is mental. Yep. Hawkeye, move, and crit damage. Maybe. We'll see. Invisible Woman, energy damage. No. Iron Fist, strangely, mental damage. Let's see. No. Kitty Pride. Defense and physical damage. No, defense rating. Dodgewood might be good, but not the defense. That's companion. We don't need to. Oh, the crafting discount. That's interesting. I don't think I'd ever noticed that before. Critical hit multi with physical powers. Sure, we'll take Moon Knight. Punisher. That's on enemy defeat. That's kind of dicey. Rocket is summons, Rogue is health on hit, and stamina on hit. The health on hit is good, but Shield, physical, and regen. Sure, I could do that. Dodge, I think that's probably good. Squirrel Girl has damage versus bosses. Storm is additional. Whatever your resources. Taskmaster, Thor, Ultron, Venom, health and damage is below 50%. No. Range power, no. So we need one more. We'll just grab one where it's okay. Sure. All right. We've given him all of his Buffy skills. I did it again. That. Thank you, Fat Buddy. He has resubscribed for 79 months. I just told you how many years I've been doing this, and he's been around for almost the entire thing. Thank you, Fat Body. As always, perhaps I don't say it enough, but I am very glad to have you around. And good evening to you, Lone Star Wolf, and Penny, Lone Star Wolf's awesome dog, who is probably napping because dogs are smarter than people. Midtown Patrol, green, and we are off. I give you a salute to your health. All right, well, we have a jumping strike, so we can use to jump and at the same time strike. Okay, we cannot jumping strike over things. That's disappointing to me. I'm level 2. Hard work pays off. Indeed it does. I'm now level 3. She's a professional sleeper, yeah. Can superheroes retire at level 2? They can, but, you know, they can't bring themselves to actually do it. Defeat Ultron. Well, we won't be doing that one. They could, but their egos just won't let them. It takes a certain amount of ego to be able to decide that, you know, you're going to do everything you can to save other people's lives. Most of us can barely keep ourselves functional. And 2, 1, showtime. The bosses are up, and they're down here. I do not have my movement skill yet, because I'm just a little noob superhero. That's true, I am no match for a living laser. Oh, it's happening, dude. Oh, Juggernaut. Ding, level 5. All I saw was that he was bent over for his charge, and one does not wish to get in front of the Juggernaut when he's doing his Juggernauty things. Juggernauty. See, because he's bad. Hence, they're Juggernauty. Ding 7. Blacking out. I'm unstoppable. Ding 8.
I'll be satisfied. If you ever try that again, I'm gonna be real angry.
So we're getting Midtown Madness chests. And we're also getting the cards. So I'll be running back. Level 10 for the movement skill, and we didn't quite get there. Oh, Manape will get us there, I think. Daredevil has a combo point system. That is the red bar above the health bar. Oh, that's only level 9. I misadded. My mathematics were non-mathematical. They were a failure. Hey, Snoopy. Good evening to you. Good evening to all of you. So, what we have to do, we'll be level like 14 in a minute. Go to story, go to Shield's training room, go to cosmic difficulty. There are XP bubbles in these boxes, and they will now give me an extra 240% XP. Level 12, that was from 9 to 12. Could we get the travel power thing off the screen? Thank you. That is 16. That is 19. And the card has usable low-level radioisotope. Little extra, well, the damaged is useless for him. The more credits drop aren't very helpful. The 3 durability doesn't hurt. So, we go back up to Midtown green difficulty. We'll do green difficulty until level 32 to 36, around there. And then we'll do storyline to get to level 60, and then back to Midtown red difficulty to get the gear for slots 1 through 5, and then we will swap to a second hero or villain to be leveled up this evening, because we're celebrating! At least I am. Let's see, we've got sliding. Oh, First thing we do, that's 80, 120, 150, and then I think we are a speed, like speed fighting character. Fighting and speed. I'll get to those bosses in a sec. Infinity speed. There we go. That's funny, we kind of optimizing there. That was not the best optimization. I will change that. The bosses are over there. They're in the garage. 6 bosses in an enclosed space. Death may be coming. Ding 20. I got to agree with Deadpool. Nothing's more fun than severe head trauma. Level 21. Did one of those bosses get nuked down before I got there? 2 of them got nuked down before I got there. Hey, Dark Machinist. Good evening and hello. Welcome. Back down to open the boxes in the Shield training room. 240% extra XP. Who doesn't like that? I'm now level 26. We got 9 Eternity Splinters. It costs 400 Eternity Splinters to unlock the character. We have our first Daredevil unique. It is Deathstalker Treads. The heroes so far are marveling marvelously, as one would hope. Back to Midtown. We've got a minute to scoot around a few of our skills. The game is just a great blaster. We actually want to put these in fighting. There's a reason for that. When you get a fighting power, strength, fighting, energy, fighting. Okay. If you get to 150 infinity points spent in a mastery, it adds 1 to all of your stats. So you always want to basically get all of them up to 150. What else do we have? Powers. Let's see. We just got the sliding strike. I know is a really good opener. Whirling club. Do we have the bouncing? We've got the bouncing rebounding club. Cooldown is 2 seconds. I just am a sucker for an attack that literally bounces between enemies. All right, that one's a finisher. That's an opener. Basic melee opener. Combo points 1, combo points 1. Well, let's just swap that with the other one. And let's see. Tornado kick. I believe tornado kick. Yeah, okay, we've got that in the H spot. That's good. Curse you, flesh bag. Curse all of you, flesh bags. I myself, not a flesh bag. I'm a bigger flesh bag, actually. Let us, as a team-up hero, we'll throw Jessica Jones at him. As she has the ability to group bad guys together and taunt them, which makes her the best possible companion for a new character. Oh my god, you and your powers of magnetism. Will you shut up, Magneto? He's so full of himself. The tornado kick gets a lot of use because at least once it's spec'd out, it is a guaranteed brutal hit. And a lot of this game, when it comes to figuring out your damage numbers, is basically meant to just optimize for big honking brutal hits. Crits are good, brutals are better. Oh, look, it's an Avenger. We're saved. We have a Doom character with the Doom team-up. Nice combo platter. We'll go back to the Shield training room. Open the new boxes up. Only 3. We've gotten kind of shortchanged on the bosses so far. I'm now level 27, now level 28. I would say probably 2 more Midtown boss waves, and then we'll head off to really quickly run through the storyline to get to level 60. That is Ghost Rider. I finished him with the guaranteed brutal. Nice. Oh, look! It's Man-Ape! That was a brutal for 33,000, which for my level is an enormous amount of damage. We hit him with that. Well, okay, we don't hit him with that because somebody else hit him with whatever they were using, and that ended the fight. Sure, we will use the Man-Ape medallion. Most of the skills on it do nothing for us because they're for summoning, and we have no summoned critters. So damage to summoning power, summoned ally duration, and summoned ally health does nothing for us.
Even I'm not that fearless.
But the 15 credits we'd get for selling it would do even less. You tell him, thing. Time to rearrange some faces. We're just waiting for the next wave to spawn in 13 seconds. So we hit him with a finisher like that, and that activates our ability to use the auto brooding attack. So we hit him with an F attack, and that enables H for the big hit, which I didn't actually get a chance to notice because I was too busy yapping at you guys. What can I say? That was a 30,000 point hit. So that is kind of, I guess, sort of the basics of the Daredevil build. Although calling it a build might be a slight exaggeration. Is building up combo points, hitting a finisher, then hitting the big kick for a guaranteed brutal attack and hit. F and... You tell him, Jugs. Juggernaut, of course. We're at 29. I think we may be able to just head straight into the storyline. I would rather have waited a little. We'll see where we are after we open these boxes. Maybe one more. Just there are a couple at the a couple of the missions towards the end of the storyline from level 32, say, if you start it, are kind of annoying. Not to put too fine a point on it. How is Daredevil swinging on spiderwebs? It's not spiderwebs. He's got like a grappling hook thing on the end of one of his batons. But also the ones that can swing that way are Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage. Presumably, although it looks the same, presumably Taskmaster, who also, I believe, swings, has something similar to Daredevil's little rig.
All 6 trains came back in space. When the streets are
32. Yeah, we will do one more. We've got Nega Bands. We'll use those temporarily. Fighting skill is increased. We sell that. Ben Affleck swings that way. I see what you did there. So I have a friend. Actually, the reason I'm playing Daredevil is because of the friend. Daredevil is his favorite comic, if memory serves. And he was not happy with the Ben Affleck movie and was not happy with Ben Affleck. But he felt that Ben Affleck completely redeemed himself in his performance as my friend's second favorite, I believe, hero, Batman. He really liked Ben Affleck's Batman, and I would agree with him at that. On both. His Daredevil wasn't great, but I don't really blame him. The writing wasn't very good. But I thought he was really good as Batman, and you can't blame Ben for the,
Thanks for giving me that sedative, Hank.
you know, why is he saying that name? He's saying that name because the writer-director really didn't have a good idea as to what he was doing with some of that. Also, I will note that the Daredevil movie is the only role I've ever seen Colin Farrell be just terrible in. Colin Farrell, generally an extraordinarily good actor. But he was terrible in the role. It was like he was under the impression that he had to act badly and overact because it was a superhero movie. I actually kind of hold him responsible for that one, although it is certainly possible that he was just doing what the director wanted. All right, we'll open these two boxes. Sadly, we got really kind of screwed on the number of bosses we got. We got the smallest boss waves around, so we're going to be, what, 34, if we're lucky? Not quite even that. Off till we go to the story. So, we start with the prologue. Add green difficulty, thank you. You're awful slow. I've already done the first, Maria. We can make it together. Where the air is fresh and clean. That's an old guy musical reference that nobody here is going to get. Let's see if we now hit him with that. Oh, we didn't quite. Oh, we finished him off before we could finish the combo off. So, yeah. 43,000 point combo kick. Thank you, Maria. I am a sucker, as I said earlier, for any skill that bounces around your targets, damaging all of them. Captain America's got his bouncing shield. Daredevil's got the bouncing batons. It's time to play. It's never over. Ding 35. So I'm going to take just a second. It's not Willem Dafoe. But this game does have a lineup of voice actors that, in retrospect, for a game from 12 years ago when it came out, something like that. Amazing lineup of voice talent in the game. Wrong thing. Right thing. All right, so we have access to the Devil's Due now, which is our signature skill. So that can go there. We can go with that there. Street Sweeper hits 2 additional targets. Which one's Street Sweeper? Not currently using that. Knockout Punch, Jumping Strike gains critical damage. Second Wind, Whirling Club. When used at maximum combo points. Well, maximum combo points, yeah, that's the one we're currently using, so we'll go with that. Stamina cost reduction of 100%, and the buff duration lasts for an extra 4 seconds. I like it. So, for those of you who are Guild Wars 2 players, which is probably a significant number of you, we had an announcement today, which is not an announcement of Guild Wars 3, but certainly smells like it. It was a big announcement. Now, historically, as any longtime Guild Wars 2 player will tell you, that the M in ArenaNet stood for marketing.
Hi, you can call me Agent Coulson.
It's not West Side Story. Not that Maria. Entirely different Maria. Because when you're a jet all the way. From your first cigarette to your last dying day. Bet you didn't expect me to be able to quote one of the songs, did you? So we got the announcement today from Guild Wars 2 that is building up hype for something this Friday at the Summer Games Fest. There's going to be an announcement. Now, historically,
The streets are safe. I'll be satisfied.
they don't do much in the way of marketing for Guild Wars 2, but the time is right, if it has ever been, to announce a major MMO. Dat Mods, for example, spoke specifically about that Guild Wars 2 is a solid game, and if it's an announcement of a new MMO, they couldn't possibly have a better time than right bleeping now. For a sequel, you're not yet hyped, maybe when there is more than a picture with a date and an animated picture of the same, completely understandable. I'm not hyped. I'm very, very interested. I am hyper aware, but not hyped. Guild Wars 0 has been put out there because the picture is a picture of ore as it used to be, or possibly could be again. My personal belief, and again, this is complete speculation. Actually, all anyone's doing right now is speculating, is that it may not be called Guild Wars 3, but functionally it will be a Guild Wars set game, obviously, because we've got ore. And we know that they have trademarked the name Mistbound. So we could get Mistbound as the game name, Guild Wars Mistbound, Guild Wars 3, or Guild Wars 3 Mistbound. Sort of the way I'm seeing it is they could change up the entire thing, the way they changed Guild Wars 1 into Guild Wars 2, from a shared lobby RPG into a full-blown MMO. That they can make major structural changes to the way they're presenting the game and still have it be a Guild Wars 3 game and have the name Guild Wars 3. That's one possibility. And the other is for it to be more of a sequel to Guild Wars 2. Lots of deep system changes and things, but essentially being a very similarly focused kind of game. And I don't know which of those two, but I think that those are the most likely possibilities. One, a rather vast and big change in the Guild Wars gameplay, and one more of an evolution rather than a revolution. This has been my TED Talk. You're amazed because marketing is probably their weakest link. It always has been. They've been doing very good over the last couple of years, much better. I think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if it's not a new game. Now, I mean, there have also been rumors for a very long time that they've been working on a phone game. And I just don't think that a phone game, even in the Guild Wars world, is, or a card game, sorry, not a phone game, a card game. I still don't think that's going to justify them busting out the biggest marketing that they've ever done for a game since Guild Wars 2. So part of it is that I want it to be Guild Wars 3. I want it to be a full-blown MMO. I think I would prefer it to have a large amount of deep system changes to the game. I will get to that in just a second after I finish beating up the little Venomlings. Anytime now, Doc. There we go. That is a... What? Did you do 10? DM, did you? Thank you. We're going to hear a few more of these for the next, minute or so. Thank you extremely muches. Many muches. Not just, a much or a much. A couple of muches is nice. This is many muches. Thank you. I would go for 10. Thank you. 10 muches worth for those. Now, for those unfortunates, lucky winners, USMC Snoopy, Dave J1290, Elder Wrath, Kryptomite, that's a quality name, I gotta say, Magical Stylus, Fizbic, Duncan Greenhawk, I know him, Ferret Salmon, 19LG99, and Klaus B. My congratulations and condolences. You're now a subscriber. I'm sure they've put you on a list somewhere. Yeah, a Dark Machinist occasionally has, I'm thinking it's some sort of petite mal seizure that makes him subscribe to people. Especially me. Thank you very much, DM. Very generous. Ridiculously so. But I'm not going to complain. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, Venom. And let's see what the... Got him.
I'll be there so I can knock you down again. All 6 trains.
Ding 38. Another power. Another spec trait. Let's see. Assault and battery bonus effects. I don't think I have assault and battery currently. And no. Ring the bell. Nunchuck beatdown. That one? Don't think so. Maybe? No. No? Yes, we do. Gets extra effects and strong jabs. No. Nunchuck beatdown, I think. If Arena 8 starts working on a sequel to Guild Wars 2, then we'll take a... They have already done that. They took a lot of resources away from Guild Wars 2 years ago. At the very earliest, or sorry, at the very latest, when they moved to the yearly schedule. That was obviously a way for them to reduce the scope on the expansions while moving people onto other projects. Especially if you combine that with, that's about the same time where the, not ArenaNet, but the NCSoft CEO mentioned Guild Wars 3 in an earnings financials call. Sort of saying, because the success is Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars 3 is being worked on. Something like that. And of course, immediately ArenaNet has to say, no, that's not exactly it. We're looking at other future projects that we may be getting into. But yeah, they've been working on it for a long time. They've been working on at least one game. We've heard about rumors for years of a card game, and we've assumed Guild Wars 3. So they could be, depending on, and this is something they may have changed up too, they may change the model of a standard MMO into something a little bit closer to the annual releases kind of, paradigm, the drumbeat of expansions to be much smaller and much faster. They can change a lot of the layout for what's expected from an MMO because they historically have done that. So it may not be, the exact same sort of thing you've come to expect from MMOs. Huge, enormous release, 2+ years, 2 or 3 years to an expansion that's big release, and maybe a completely different system with smaller core game and then bits and pieces tacked on, especially if they're going with a theme of the Mists, as if, the trademark name of Mistbound. They could make a lot more smaller, instanced, thematically separate sub-game parts by going into the Mists, because the Mists are a lot like sort of parallel universes. So if you're going for something like that, they can change up the way the game both plays, is monetized, and is released in a lot of significant ways. This has been my TED Talk again. I have a lot of TED Talks in me when it comes to the subject. Now, I'm hoping for an MMO, but they could make a lot of changes to what we come to expect from an MMO, and I would be even more excited. You know, because a lot of things have changed in the gaming landscape in the last 14 years since the game came out, and they could make a lot of very fundamental changes to sort of the game architecture and still hit a lot of the sort of target itches, scratch a lot of the target itches that people are looking for in a bigger game. If you look at some of the more successful games, you know, you could make a let's say an MMO that has a lot of survival elements to it. I mean, supposedly, we closing statements. I'm not sure what that was. Let's see. We know that for a while, Blizzard was working on a WoW survival type title. Well, there are a lot of mechanics in survival games that are great, that I love. And I think you can find a way to put them into an MMO. Now, that's not what I'm saying they're doing, but I'm saying that that's the kind of thing I would like to see them do if they can make it work. As Daredevil defeat 20 supervillains using finishers as the finishing blow. Oh, excellent. Well, I liked that. I got a box with an infinity orb. Dun dun. Now, keep in mind, I am a game wonk. Okay, I enjoy talking and thinking about game systems. So for me, I'm going to look at it from a game wonk point of view. Cool, interesting systems. Not just always regurgitating the same formula the way most MMOs have been doing it since WoW came out. And I understand the forces behind it. It's a lot easier to convince your shareholders, whether that's actual stockholding shareholders or the people who are financing the game, that, hey, look, WoW makes $1 bajillion. If we make something that's like WoW but different, we can make $1 bajillion too. So going a different way with it is a larger risk, but a much higher upside. And I hope, if assuming all of this is true, that that's what they're going to do. They're going to take some risks. I mean, the things I like most about Guild Wars 2 are things where it's mostly different from, say, WoW, right? I'm sure that's not true for everyone, but
Now back to my plan.
you know, the things that I love about Guild Wars 2 are the open world gameplay more than anything. I love the open world gameplay in Guild Wars 2. That's why I've got 5,000 hours in the game. It's not for the instant stuff. It's not for the story. I do that. But what I love is the open world gameplay.
I bid you welcome.
I'm now level 42.
Yeah, Rockman's just thought I'd mention the fact that you may see a lot
What of you?
around here. That's a big part of why we're after the tab.
Level 43.
Something seems to be playing jump rope with the fabric of reality.
Spoiler, the one playing jump rope with the fabric of reality, it's Dr. Doom. He's got the cosmic cube, which is different from the cube in the MCU. I think it's a Rubik's Cube. I will note also that one of the few pieces of actual information, because at this point we have two, We have the sort of little mini trailer. And the poster that was sent out to ArenaNet partners has plant your banner, I think, and the date for Friday. So plant your banner sounds a bit more exploratory, like the way you would plant your banner in the New World, say. And so I would really, because I think open world and exploration is what they do better than anybody else in the market. And so something along those lines, something where you're, doing more of the navigating the open world space and exploring. Those are what I think of the game's Guild Wars 2's real strong points. When they designed Guild Wars, they tried to fix a lot of the complaints people tried with additional MMOs. Yeah, and a lot of that was very successful. A lot of the things they did were predicated on, we don't want to run big, huge, expensive servers, because if the game doesn't succeed, we won't be able to support it. And so that's where they came up with their method, for the smaller shared world aspects in the social spaces, and then instanced, which can be done locally with very small back and forth with the servers. I'll note, I think it's Mike O'Brien, I think, was the former WoW developer who did the server architecture for Guild Wars 1 and 2. And that one of the things that makes, Guild Wars 2 noteworthy is the very, very limited amount of downtime they've ever had because of the architecture they built. Yeah, a lot of the Guild Wars, well, and Guild Wars 2 stuff as well. They did not want to follow the mold that everybody else was following. And the game is just simply way better for it. The decision to go with the horizontal progression. That's another thing in the game that I think I love. As much as I do enjoy getting a piece of, delicious fat loot in an MMO, and I still enjoy that when I go back and play WoW. The little tickle of brain chemicals you get when you get a fat loot drop. Much better is the feeling that if I take a month off and come back, I'm not suddenly 6 months behind. The infinite chase of stats gets boring after a while. So that's why I personally, while I would enthusiastically embrace something revolutionary, I think I would prefer something evolutionary, where they take a lot of the foundations and fundamentals of Guild Wars 2 and just find new versions, iterations, and stuff, where the core of the game is mostly the same, but the systems have changed. Different professions, maybe a return to dual profession choices or professionless, something like that. Those sort of systemic, fundamental, foundational changes, while keeping the basic elements of gameplay, the free-flowing action or semi-action or hybrid gameplay that you get in Guild Wars 2. I don't want it to just be pure action combat because I'm too old for pure action combat. Cycle of violence. When you use a finisher, power at full combo points, you regen. A buff for 6 seconds and stamina restored. Okay. Blind justice. When you use a finisher at full combo, extra damage per point. That doesn't seem all that good. Use a finisher at full combo in Vuln. I think more often being able to fire them off seems better to me, so we'll go with that. And who knows, they could even do basically a completely different architectural change where the future expansions for Guild Wars 2, each one is a different version of the Mists, where the game has got substantially different everything from physics to gameplay. And you can do that, basically keeping Guild Wars 2 alive by simply adding these different sort of what is it? It's called. A lot of games do it where they'll offer, a different server rule sets. So, faster XP or, lowered cooldowns or zero gravity or low gravity. All these different rule sets could be added as an add-on to Guild Wars 2, where every game is going to play, every Mist instance is going to play and feel very differently. There are a lot of things they could do. I hope they do something really interesting. I'd really rather have them do something interesting and different, and not, I guess do what everyone kind of expects they would do. But on the other, like I said before, right now it is amazingly fertile time for a new MMO. And, if it's not, this case, it's not just me saying it. I was watching Mods earlier, and he talked a little bit about the announcement and how, Guild Wars 2 is a solid MMO. But boy, right now, people would go fucking apeshit for a new MMO. They just would. Because, the old standards are still doing okay, but every new thing that comes along seems to just vanish. And if you look at the kind of numbers New World did on launch and then on sort of its relaunch just before it shut down, you can see that there are a lot of people who want an MMO. And so I think the next, year at the outside, if you can get, if not the product, a good solid, chunk of an open beta going in a year and a half. It's got a lot of potential, knock on wood. I hope they stick the landing. No, really? The guns aren't for show? The way you hold them kind of is, though, dude. Gotta say. Aw, Muffin. Ding 53. Let's see, right there, we're here. Next up, Devil's Due. Gains the following: 100% damage to enemies in the center. Devil's Due Empowered. Gives us extra damage for 5 seconds. Devil's Due cooldown is reduced by 1 per second per combo point spent. That seems pretty good. I'm going to AFK for just a second, refill, because my cup runneth under. Hello. I'm back. Oh, man. This is my standard drink. We've got the rocks, of course. Vanilla vodka, splash of cream, root beer. If you were an American who enjoyed hot summer days with root beer floats, can recommend. Yeah, it tastes like a root beer float. Yep. It hits like a root beer float that came with a side order of mallet. Where were we going? Oh, yes, Madripoor. I decided to try it on a whim when that was what I had in the house was vodka and root beer, and that was pretty good. And then I figured, hey, how about vanilla vodka? And that was way better. And then I said, how about a splash of cream to add a little bit of, that mouthfeel? Cha-ching. And it's been my standard drink ever since. As a side benefit for me, basically, I no longer get hangovers. I will wake up tomorrow, I'll feel meh. I'll have no energy and no ambition to do anything, but I won't have a hangover. Ding 54. Don't think you ever used root beer as a mixer. You have used cream soda many moons ago, and it was gross. Interesting. I think you could do something with cream soda. Another one that I have not tried but was tempted to. Root beer is just a regular soda, but I remember reading or having someone say that the whipped cream flavored. One sec, let me finish kicking the crap out of these guys. That the whipped cream flavored vodka, when mixed with orange juice, tastes like an orange Julius, an alcoholic orange Julius. And that's tempting, but if I drink too much orange juice, my stomach is going to riot. Yeah, that would be the one. Whipped cream pinnacle was the one and specifically been talked about. But it didn't mix well, in your opinion? Yeah, I've always liked cream soda too. Sorry, I don't surrender to strange men on a first date. This guy's got a lot of hit points, or I haven't been hitting my shots, one of the two. Orange Julius, awesome. I agree. I loved an Orange Julius. So, I was tempted because I've always loved an Orange Julius. But the idea of drinking a lot of orange juice, my stomach was going, pass, don't. Let's see, what do we have here? Strike when it's right. Opener powers generate combo points 1 per second. Sliding and apprehend give you 1. Finisher deals 100% increased damage if used at maximum combo points. Well, I'm pretty much always doing that. Opener power. Oh, that's just really good. Tornado kick damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Combo points are removed. Finisher powers have an 8-second cooldown. No. We'll go with that one. Well, I don't know if you remember, the rumor about them was that the sort of flavoring thing you got in it was eggshell that gave them the froth. That was the rumor when I was young and gullible. So I never did get a chance to try them. I mean, the alcoholic version. Okay, we need 2 more freaking snake idols. Come on, there's one. And 3 more. Snacks. Egg whites are used for that effect. That makes more sense, but the rumor was eggshell. I'm emphasizing rumor because it was one of those that I didn't believe, but was believable. Sort of. Because if I'd really believed it, I never would have kept drinking them. But anytime we went to the mall, for those of you who remember malls, which is probably not many of you, level 59. We're almost there, guys. All right, I don't think we'll hit 60 when we reach the hidden shield base. So we'll probably... Wait, what? There it is. But probably just before we get to the Madripoor Tower, we should hit the magic number.
You're a long way from home, aren't you?
Madripoor is Marvel Singapore, but it exists in a world where Singapore also exists. That was actually pretty nifty steering. They simplified this at some point. I do remember in the live game, you used to have to find both parts of the Muramasa blade. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Over here? Yep. I'm a little bit dubious. We may have to take out Electra.
You're never more alive.
Maybe not. Level 60. The Devil of Hell's Kitchen. New power unlocked. Man without fear. We'll go ahead and equip these because they're literally better than nothing. This is definitely better than the crappity ass one we got. We'll open all these, hoping for a replacement that will have 400 plus health on hit and either 3 fighting or 3 speed. And we can't get the yellow ones here. We can only get the purple ones. Nope. 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 Wow, these have all been really awful. They were all really awful, except that one's just merely bad. I have a recipe around here somewhere and used to make them at home. Add a lot of ingredients. And the net ones are pretty basic. You know, your recipe had honey and whey powder. I know whey powder sounds familiar too. My parents, when they were entertaining, used to occasionally make, I think it was gin fizzes. And I distinctly remember there was an ice cracker at the time, which was this little metal strip that had a weight at the end, and you'd hold the ice cube in your hand and you'd whack it. And that's how you made crushed ice. It was the 60s. 1760s. And I remember one time my dad cutting the living hell out of his hand when he whacked it, and somehow the ice shard cut the hell out of his hand. All right, 3 of the 4 bosses are down. We are now in red Midtown. And we got Mr. Sinister, who is one of the wave bosses here. Hit that and that. And we have Black Cat, who's here. Poor timing on her part. Everyone's here beating up Mr. Sinister, and she just happens to be around. Unfortunate for her. Not a gin person, but those are good. I've never had gin fizz. I do like a G&T. Especially, it's a great hot weather drink, unsurprisingly, given that it was designed for, British officers in places like India and Africa, which are warm. All right, we got Hornhead's Handy Clubs, Hornhead's Blades of the Beast. That's the old one. Got another unique. It is Shadowy Mask of the Hand. We now have 3 of the character uniques. 4 if you count the low-level one we got earlier. Haven't had a Gin Fizz either because it looks tedious to make, but also it does look delicious. Well, yeah, I was young. It looked delicious to me. Like most young kids, at least at that time, hey, Dad, can I have a sip of your beer? Knowingly, sure, son. Oh my God, that tastes terrible. Yes, it does. Don't start drinking. But the Gin Fizz did look like a lot of work. Later on, my father was martinis mostly, and eventually just gin on the rocks. Gotta beat them all up. Oh, it ain't happening? Then that kick to your head for 126,000 wasn't happening either, right?
Hey, Daredevil, would it kill you to be serious for 1 minute?
I'm not sure who that was. Whoever that character was, because it wasn't Doom or Angela or Taskmaster. And it certainly wasn't... oh my God, again? Certainly wasn't Luke Cage Power Man. 286,000 for that last guaranteed brutal kick. Man, you can do a pretty solid just couple of clicks rotation with Daredevil. Whoop. Also, don't stand there while you're getting hit by, I don't know, infrared heat beams. Is anything bad? Ah, I screwed up. I got screwed up. Now keep in mind, I only have like 14,000 hit points. Most of the guys, I'll have more like 20,000 in a few minutes. Get out. Good, good. You can be taught. Can get a little bit dicey in tight corners. The Mega Sentinel's the only one of these that actually drops anything. He drops 2 boxes. The rest of them are we just have to kill to get out of the way so we can get our next wave. They suck, in short. Got our first ring. Good, good. We have, 2 for the Mr. Hyde, and who's the second one? We got 2 armor intels for Mr. Hyde at the same time? Are you kidding? Does not compute. We hit him, and then we hit him, and we hit him again. Get out of the way when he stops. Hit him. No, we don't hit him because he's already gone.
You get in my face, I'm gonna lay you out.
Well, temporarily, we'll grab a Nutso the Squirrel since somebody didn't want them. That'll give us some stats for nothing. The boots will be an upgrade from level 22 to level 60. Very nice. That just leaves us with 1 more piece to go. And we can go on to our second hero or villain for the evening. Next time you go to a speakeasy with your cousin, you're getting a slow gin fizz. I have heard of the slow gin fizz. Never had slow gin of any kind. "20 years ago." What, the Greenbrier? The Greenbrier in South Carolina? The one with the World War III bunker? Is that the Greenbrier? Am I remembering correctly? West Virginia. Yeah, that is the one with the... Yeah, West Virginia. One of those 2-word states. I think that's the one that has the World War III bunker. Okay, yeah, it is the bunker. Okay, so I'm batting 500 on my memory. I'll take that, actually. I've been to West Virginia. I spent 5 years there 1 week. It was 90 and raining, and I was in a 3-piece woolen suit. I tell you, flying into the airport, I can't remember if it was the Charleston airport. It's the airport where they took a mountain and they cut the top off and made it into an airport. That was beautiful. That's exactly the incredible green mountain you think of when you think of West Virginia, and the rest of it was not. 78, and you couldn't go to the bunker. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected you to be able to in 78. It was so beautiful driving down from the airport. And everything between the airport and Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia, including Huntington, West Virginia, was not attractive. I was there for the National Championship Speech and Debate. I went to nationals all 3 years. It's one of the reasons why why am I getting all of the small waves? They tell you size doesn't matter, but you know, they lie. I didn't get a whack in on that boss, so I didn't get anything. One of the reasons I'm relatively comfortable babbling in front of strangers on the internet is because of that experience from public speaking competitively. The number one most common fear amongst Americans is public speaking. Not spiders, not snakes, not Jehovah's Witnesses at the doorbell. Public speaking. And I didn't want to take the class, but I had to take it. You had to take a class in public speaking to graduate from the university I went to. Didn't want to. Didn't want to. Got in. It was a blast. I also took, I minored actually in speech communication with a specialization in public speaking. And I took a class in persuasive speaking, where you had to do a campaign of, I think 3 speeches, might have been 4, trying to persuade people of something. And the class didn't have any real requirement. You could do it on just about anything. But the professor noted that he changed his class because of my campaign. One of the finals questions was, which campaign in the class was the most persuasive and which was the least persuasive in the class? And my campaign was listed for both more than any other. Mine was both the most persuasive and the least persuasive in class. And he said that that made him change his mind about how he ran the class. From now on, there would be surveys taken of topics, and you can only do a topic that people disagreed with your basic persuasive goal. I mean, everyone else was doing, why you should take care of your back, why you should do this obvious good thing, easy persuasive campaign. My persuasive campaign was, and it's not something I necessarily believe, but then that wasn't my intent. My intent was to take something that was going to be guaranteed to produce a reaction in people. What a shock, me doing that, huh? And so my campaign was why capital criminals should be used for organ donors. Needless to say, there were people in the class who were not happy with my campaign and could not be persuaded by it, which was not my objection or my intention. My intention was to kick people in their overly cautious and uninteresting butts. But my class was, or in the class, mine was voted both the most and least persuasive. All right, we will go back down to the SHIELD training room. We'll open it up. Yeah, if you can make a pretty good case. I don't think it's a compelling piece of public interest. But it was never my intention for it to be, correct. Unsurprisingly, it's shocking to know that I might intentionally go out on a limb to poke people and get a reaction. I know that doesn't seem like me at all. Does it? Bullseye's deck of cards, that might actually be good. So we don't want to use something that's definitely good. on a character we're not sure we're going to play and how much we're going to play. But we have gotten all of his basic uniques. And we got 2 of the one we needed, actually. The other one is better. So now we are going to spin off to a different hero or villain. You might wonder, well, how are you going to follow Daredevil, the man with no fear? And the answer is, to quote the movie, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I'm quoting the movie. I'm not calling any of you bitches. How you identify, I have no issues with. Juggernaut. Juggernaut is said to have a stupid high damage potential. He's got to be strength and durability, I assume, are his particular flavors. Strength and durability. I guessed correctly. This is not surprising. All right, we're going to need, presumably, well, it's all going to be physical. I'm not sure it's all going to be melee, but it's all going to be physical. Let's see, melee, sure. Health on hit and attack speed seems good. Carnage has a couple of health on hits. Those are really good for leveling. Daredevil, sure, that seems pretty okay. Doctor Doom, signature power is always fun. Sure, Elektra seems pretty good for Juggernaut. B word. Mental, come on. Don't be mental. Defense rating, that seems like it's probably pretty good. Moon Knight. Physical power, sure. Extra critical hit damage seems solid to me. Rocket, no. She-Hulk, Fizz, and health regen, sure, that seems fine. Squirrel Girl, damage versus bosses. Pretty quick and easy. So we now are heading back into Midtown at green difficulty and starting over again on another character. We've got to get, where are the bosses? They've got to be all the way at the far end of the freaking map. Yep. I'm the Juggernaut. Well, they've killed 3 of them already. Before I could get to them, 3 of them were dead. Okay, not dead, because we don't kill because we're heroes.
Keep track of all these shiny things. I see the way you move, Hornhead, but don't think I won't swat you out of the sky.
I'm now level 5.
Here it comes.
We've added a couple more skills. Barroom Brawling, the Big Elbow Drop, which makes a lot of the endgame builds for this, and Sunday Punch. He doesn't necessarily have to be fast, but his speed needs to be represented as big damage, and my understanding is that's what it is. You build up momentum, and you land earth-shattering kabooms.
Your arrogance spells your own mind.
How about an elbow drop for you? Kaboom! Oh, I like that. That was nice. I like the elbow drop.
My leg!
I think you want to have the momentum for that. I'm not sure about what the mechanic is, but oh, kaboom! Yeah, because it uses momentum. Unsurprisingly, you move it just by moving. I'm picking up momentum, and boom. Boom goes the proverbial dynamite. I am bigger and stronger than I was a second ago. You're gonna be sorry. Is somebody beating up Crossbones? Can I help? Well, I got here in time to at least get credit. That's level 9. I don't know much about Juggernaut other than he is sort of an avatar of Sitarak, who is one of the mystical forces that Doctor Strange is always calling on. All right, that's the one that gives him invulnerability for 5 seconds. So actually that increases damage if you use your momentum. That spends momentum to increase. Okay, these are sort of the momentum spenders. Oh my god, what is up with the bosses tonight? I'm getting all of the small boss waves. By the time I get to them, somebody's already dead. Whoop! Does he though? How about clearly I've got to spend my time beating up Rhino. I just consider that to be... There's the travel power. How about an elbow drop? A little disappointing on the damage on that one. Not gonna lie. Did that jerk just say he's embarrassed for me? Oh, I'm the Juggernaut. I am going to elbow drop him now. Not that big. I'm not getting any crits, certainly. As I've mentioned before, the game is a good chunk predicated on really big crits and really big brutal hits. Brutal hits are like super crits. There's Juggernaut building up the momentum, flying around.
You ready for some fun?
I'm raw power.
It's fine, you got me.
You're dead. I got friends.
You're dead, and I got friends. Mental damage rating. I'm mental, but I don't do mental damage.
Whoa, thanks for the boost, Sitarak. I feel like I've taken on the world.
See, Sitarak, he mentioned. And like that, we're level 25. Our first unique, the Earth 1610 Battle Harness. Gotta say, it sounds a bit like bondage and discipline equipment. I try not to judge mutants, but just saying a little. Oh, interesting. Momentum goes down if you're not moving. So I guess for a lot of fights, you'll be doing a little bit of mid-fight kiting to build up momentum to unleash upon the unwitting, unwanting, unwelcome, waiting individuals. Pardon me. Give me a minute to build up maximum momentum so that I can crush you.
Does anybody mind if I actually crush Deadpool into a cube?
I bet actually people would pay for that. No more. Doctor Strange. And where are we going? Oh, he's right here. Oh, this is a better wave. We've got 4, but we're still not getting the good, like, 6 mob waves. I blame chat. It is true that I blame chat for most everything. Hey, it's a juggernaut on Can't we stop this juggernaut on juggernaut violence? Yeah, I'm unstoppable. We've got some higher level characters in here. Now, mind you, the mobs scale. But that doesn't change the fact that a level 60 guy is going to hit a scaled level 60 mob a lot harder than a level 20 guy is going to hit the same level 20 scaled mob. That's just science, man. Something dropped? Could have sworn I saw something drop there. I guess I was wrong. I'm seeing things, guys. I'm hallucinating. Seems a bit early to start hallucinating. I need to AFK for a sec, as once again, my cup runneth under. Alexa, what's the temperature outside right now?
It's 78 degrees right now. Today's high was 86, and tomorrow's will be 79.
Spilled a drop or two. Oops. Could happen to anyone. All right, I'm back. I'm no longer AFK. And I'm back in time for the next round of goodness. Oh, we can go ahead and equip that. An extra 7% XP. Actually pretty good. A Midtown vest for any hero. Good for leveling. I'm not too proud to take, cheap. I am myself have been called cheap and easy. Often at the same time. the Hood. 3 bosses again. What the hell is up with all of these dinky boss mob batches? Class is in session. Gotta say, Nolan North, who is the voice of the human Guild Wars 2 male player character, and is the voice of Deadpool in this game, I need to note, is also the voice of Palawa Joko in Guild Wars 2. The dude's voice work is just stellar. Whoops, we've got a... Man, what are we supposed to kill? We're supposed to defeat whom? Mandarin. Back to the training room. Currently at 26. I'm going to say this is going to get us to 29 or 30. Going to be 30 at least. 30 or 31. 30. Probably 31. 31. We'll do one more batch. Praise Lenzo. Oh, very nice. Pepto would be proud. Sort of. It's parallel. I am, after all, the prophet of Pepto. Praying Mantid is the first. Dark Machinist is the harbinger. Well, let's see. Well, we want Unstoppable Charge. And we kind of liked Wrath of Sidorak. That felt pretty good, too.
Fine. I promise not to kill you as long as we're on the same team. How's that say?
That seems completely fine. Those will do for now. Oh, I didn't even do stuff with my Infinity. I feel silly. I think it's strength and wasn't it? It was strength and durability. Strength and durability is going to be 6 points in each. Fighting, durability. Actually, that's 6 points in durability and then 1 point in everything, including durability. That's got to be speed, intelligence. What? I'm Juggernaut. Are you kidding me? And then we can go into time, because time is on our side. Yes, it is. And throw a bunch of points in here. Do we have enough now to exactly give us 3 of the infinity point things at 150 or better spent, which gives us +3 to... Oh my god, it's this thing again. Oh, there we are. That's the signature. Me running around through things. I like it. I like it a lot. So basically, that putting 6 points into those 3 things makes my attacks almost 25% faster and gives me +3 to all stats and an additional +6 to the primary stats, which is a woohoo from me. Praise Pepto indeed. Oh, Harbinger. We'll try one more. Because I want more than just 2 freaking boxes. It's been the worst run. You're looking for the waves with 5 or 6 bosses, and we've just been getting nothing but the 2s and 3s with an occasional 4 thrown in. No, not that one. That one. Oh, we must have hit 32. Yeah. Oh, no. Yep, there are. 32. Regenerate 100% of your maximum health and momentum when you're defeated with 5-minute cooldown. That's perfectly good, especially for you're going to be playing solo or running around in tougher zones. And when you spend 100% of your maximum momentum on a power, restore 20% of your maximum health. It also has a passive, defense, deflect, and maximum health. So that's a very defensive one. Round of Applause now spends all available momentum to deal additional damage, but it spends 100%. Enemies affected deal 25% less damage to Juggernaut. Well, we'll go with the protection of Sidorak. If I die, it won't stick. Plus, I get additional movement speed and attack speed. Oh, nice. For 5 seconds. I'm assuming that's... Oh, when I die, I buff everyone around me, too. Sure, why not? Am I not a generous god? Oh, sure, I'm just going to run right through everybody and destroy them. Oh, okay, well, until I, have run out of destructive energy. My magic is too great. Also, my handsomeness is too great. Mind you, I'm role-playing as him. I'm not being Lens right now. Lens has a high opinion of himself, but not quite that high. Once again, we get one of the weenier batches of mobs. Really, it's been very saddening. So, there we go. Gotta say, I am a fan of the signature move. I don't know what the ultimate is. We don't get the ultimate until we're level 60. I'm level 33. Malekith going down like the punk that he is. Elves, man. Pfft, elves, All right, we'll now head to the storyline stuff. I don't think we'll make it to Madripoor before we hit 60. But first, we've got a few boxes to open. $35, I'm guessing. 34. As you can tell, it's slowing down now. And that it was a unstable molecule. I've been accused of worse, which is a crafting material. We're off to the prologue. We're off to the prologue.
Well, guess I'm playing hero.
So, the base storyline, Doom has the Cosmic Cube. He's messing with incredible cosmic powers. All kinds of worlds are sort of overlapping right now. And so there's bunches of heroes different versions of the same heroes and villains in the world at the same time. And basically, the heroes and villains that belong to this world are kind of working together to try and fix things.
There are still Hydra agents and loose inmates.
Which is why you can have multiple copies of the same hero or villain running around, and why a villain might be beating himself up. You know, Joel! Spoiler, he's going back in that cell. Gee, it appears that I'm a match for a living laser.
No wonder Fury speaks so highly of you.
But then I have to admit that my favorite of all of the bad guy to fighting on the good guy's side is Loki, when he gets the hang of being a good guy. Something along the lines of, this heroism is intoxicating. Basically, it explains it all. He's always been just an adrenaline junkie looking for his next high. It's time to play. That was a sound. I will address the sound momentarily after I finish beating the crap out of Green Gobby here. Would you fucking go? Thank you. That was Fat Body. Has used 2,557 bits for 2,557 days since June 1st, 2019. That's some pretty high-tech work, sir. Got to admit, I'm impressed. Even I, who love to work on numbers like that, to come up with these weird things. I had a party for my 10,000th day alive, as an example. I hadn't thought about that. 2,557 days with the appropriate number. Fat Body, to your health and the obvious imminent destruction of my own. Thank you very, very much. Well, hello to you, and thank you for the cheers. Also, Fat Body, to remind you, a while back, Fat Body gave me a very, very nice little bonus. And I didn't thank him at the time because I didn't get the notification or didn't hear it or whatever. And I told him, as a sincere form of apology, he can pick a game and I'll play it. He has not yet cashed that in. I'm not sure. He's doing one of two things. He's either waiting for a game that he wants to watch me play because he thinks I'd love it, or he's waiting to find just the right game that he wants to make me suffer through. And either of those are entirely defensible. Oh, WildStar, that's cruel, man. That's really cruel. I would love to play WildStar again. Please, NC Soft. NC Soft America, or NA. I know you're out there. You're watching my stream because of course you are. Please, bring it back to us. Look at the goodwill you got by licensing out City of Heroes. You could do the same thing with WildStar. Please, please. By the way, the deal for Fat Body's game is I do have veto rights. I do not want to play, say, the Steam game Sex with Hitler on stream. So I do keep the veto in my pocket if I need it. WildStar, you wouldn't have to get me to play. I'd be there on day one. I had all, was it 8 classes? 6 or 8 classes at the cap. By the way, that game is on Steam.
Is helping the good guys? No, I've seen everything. I am, of course, late.
Hell's Kitchen. Hold on.
I'm a big fan of your work.
Thank you, Coulson. I was speaking earlier about how stellar the voice talent is for this game. They, in addition to everyone from Nolan North on, for all the professional voice actors you know, they also got the actor from the TV show and movies. Clark Gregg, I think, is the name. They got him to do Coulson. There we go. Crazy which ones slip by and which ones get banned for silly reasons. Well, the thing is, they have so many. They get so many new games that, you know, by default, Sex with Hitler is not going to break any of their TOS. So if they get complaints, they'll look into them. But they get so many, they can't really. I think last year, I think the number was 20,000 new games on Steam last year. Which is like 60 a day. Remember when Porky's and strip poker was questionable? Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe I got in trouble for playing strip poker with those brownies. That was a joke, okay? I want to be clear, everyone, that was a joke. Also, times were different. No, that was a joke, too. A joke in bad taste, perhaps. Okay, maybe not perhaps. All right, the doctor has finished. It's a joke. It's kind of hard to actually sort of line up your hits when you're running so fast. Oh, I remember Porky's too. Porky's as well. Did that have Kim Cattrall in it? I think Porky's may have had Kim Cattrall in it. Movie did. Oh, you meant the video game. I don't remember the video game for Porky's. Thankfully. Oh, I've been playing computer games a long time, though. Bought my first computer, and I think it was 79. Could be off by a year either way. An Apple II Plus. Oh, Atari 2600? Wow. We did have a 2600. Marco. That's just the last name of Juggernaut. Something Marco, like Cole Marco or something like that. Well, I can check. We've got his bio right here. Cain Marco, there we are. The Mark of Cain. Oh, Cain Marco. Ha 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 ha.
Hope you have insurance.
Your meddling ends now. Watch and learn, hero.
No, even I won't do that.
That's so close.
He's so close.
You must not
Hi, Clea.
say I'm unstoppable. Whoa, thanks for the boost, Sirac.
Let's see, 32, 38. One more, we get that. Let's see, Sunday Punch. Nah. Big elbow drops damage increased by an additional. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Sunday Punch increases. We'll go with the big elbow drop because, come on. Who doesn't like a big elbow drop? Well, I mean, anyone who's the subject of a big elbow drop probably doesn't. But the rest of us, we are big elbow drop enthusiasts.
Just thought I'd mention the fact that you may see a lot of
You.
around here. That's a big part of why we're after the tab.
1044.
Something seems to be playing jump rope with the fabric of reality.
Wrath of Sidorak and Scion of Sidorak share a cooldown. Wrath, using one. We're using Scion? We're not using Scion.
For you, Wolfie, this alliance is temporary.
Minus 10 seconds. Critical hit chance, 100%. That's Wrath. Do we want Wrath? Yeah, that's the one we want. Give us a big Wrath with 100% crit. Interesting, or you can get rid of both of them if you're not using either one and just get a damage resistance and crit chance and momentum buff. I do like the interesting different kinds of mechanics they offer with the sort of the spec points, the traits and stuff.
I hear you need a lift.
We're off to Joyzy. I've been to Joyzy once. If the airport counts. I gotta say that the airport felt, looked, and smelled like the world's biggest bus station. But it was the only time I ever saw the two towers in person was from the airport. I would not recommend that airport. Don't remember where we were going. That might have been one of the other speech and debate tournaments. Maybe it was the first part of the flight to Pennsylvania, the third year. First year, we went to Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia. I think the second year, actually, not the third, we went to Bloomsburg State in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Third one was Mankato State in Mendota, Minnesota, if memory serves. Minnesota was really nice. I found that one really pretty. The other two, not so much. Oh, can I use the shield insignia? I can at some point. Kane Marco was a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Unexpectedly. Retcons everywhere. "45 minutes in Hawaii and 1.5 hours in Alaska. Only way you have all 50 states." Well, yeah, that counts. 6 months old. Grandma got you the other 48. That's actually pretty cool. I've been to, I don't know, maybe 10. I mean, California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Montana, West Virginia, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, technically Ohio and Kentucky, I think, because Huntington, West Virginia is right by the other two states that I just mentioned. Jersey on a fly-through. DC and Maryland. More than I thought. Tennessee and Texas. The funniest of those is Tennessee, where I went for a technical conference. There's a conference called USENIX, USENIX. It is or was a technical conference for people working with the Unix operating system, UNIX, not like we've had our testicles removed. And it was in the Opryland Hotel at the exact same time as the Country Music Fan Fest. And so the entire hotel was packed with two kinds of people: country music nerds and Unix operating system nerds. A bigger culture clash I cannot possibly conceive of. I went to DC when I was very young, maybe like 5 or 6. My brother and I, by ourselves, my brother's 4 or 5 years older than me, flew to DC. Grandparents picked us up and we spent maybe a month with our grandparents. They lived in Chevy Chase. So I have some memories, not many, of like the Smithsonian, of the White Tiger. They just gotten the White Tiger in the Washington, D.C. Zoo. That's about all I really remember. There was a lot of really cool stuff in the Smithsonian. I remember the Hope Diamond, the big blue diamond. I remember the Spirit of St. Louis, even though I had no idea what the Spirit of St. Louis was, hanging from the ceiling. I remember seeing the Declaration of Independence, the monuments.
Looks like class is in session. This one took out Hawkeye once.
I'm evidently raw power, or so I'd have him believe.
I guess I learned my lesson.
But like, as an example, Texas was San Antonio, and basically we never left the Riverwalk. That was for another Usenix technical conference. Big headbutt always deals a brutal strike if at maximum. Do I have big headbutt? I definitely need a big headbutt because I am a big butt head. All right, we definitely need big headbutt. Where's the big headbutt? There it is. Can we want to replace the elbow drop with it? I like the elbow drop, but you can't beat a big headbutt. Take it from a big butt head. Another player there. Funny thing is, this has got a lot of big open world maps, but essentially nobody uses them to do anything other than fly through on their way to the level cap. Kind of a shame, but I don't think they foresaw that as a design element when they built the game. But that's what ended up. Players are going to find their ways to optimize. You just went Grand Canyon, you're so excited, and it wasn't impressive in person. Hoover Dam. Yeah, well, Hoover Dam is one of those things. A lot of times the human-made stuff, simply because the scale is so big and tends to be a lot more compact in nature. So that doesn't surprise me. I would imagine also that if you get the right time of day in the right light, the Grand Canyon would be amazing. But outside of that, it would be, I think, much less impressive. But I think Hoover Dam, simply because human scale stuff is always going to feel bigger than the natural stuff under most circumstances. Simply because our brains process, I think, human stuff in a very different way, scale-wise, from natural stuff. And it's the hood.
Yeah! No, even I won't do that.
36,000 point headbutt. Well, that sucked. Ooh, a purple quality shield insignia. Gotta be better, right? It's a prettier color.
Let's make this quick.
I got a call from a fence down in Madripoor. Said some bad news went down with Hydra in hand. We ain't going there, right?
Oh.
Now boarding all up.
We're off to Madripoor. Mount Rushmore is very cool. I can see that. I'd be less interested, I think, in the front facing than the interior stuff that I've read about, which is pretty cool. All right, has another player been through here lately? No.
No, even I won't do that. Quit whining, diaper baby.
Quit whining, you diaper baby. You're not making friends with that kind of attitude, sir. Quit whining, you diaper baby. Brutal.
I'm bigger and stronger than I was a second.
Yellowstone was a fun adventure. So many different environments. There's a place in Northern California where my family had a small cabin near Mount Lassen. Mount Lassen Volcanic National Park. And all of my friends, well, not all my friends, but a lot of my friends, that one of the things they do, most summers, if not every summer, is they'd head off to Yosemite, and we always headed off to Lassen. And it seemed to me as a kid, Lassen was way cooler because of all of the volcanic activity and the weird volcanic stuff, like, oh, look, a lake of sulfuric acid. Okay, that's pretty cool. Bumpus Hell. All these very cool little, natural volcanic activity, weird things going on. Sure, Yosemite was beautiful, but and as an adult, I think Yosemite obviously would be the choice. But as a kid, I think in a lot of ways, Lassen Volcanic National Park was simply better for a kid. We had a family connection to the Lassen area. My father spent a lot of his summers up there when he was a kid because his father, my granddad, worked for the Forest Service. Level 57. Yeah, I feel freaking amazing. Momentum generation. Okay, grab that one. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut. Unstoppable charge. Can only be used while at maximum momentum and costs momentum while active. Cooldown is removed. Plus 60. No, minus 60% damage. No. Whenever you hit with Lariat. Oh, that's right, there's Lariat. Which one is Lariat? That's a movement melee dash. That one? Right, okay, Lariat. Whenever you hit with Lariat, the cooldown on unstoppable charge is reduced. Oh, that seems nice. Unstoppable charge lasts for half its normal duration, but gains the following. Plus 75% damage. Reduced cooldown. I think I like that one better. Liked all of California. Biggest surprise was going to the Swallows of Campesano. Thought it was going to be lame, but it's a very pretty area. Granny always wanted to hit the religious spots. Yeah, I've never been to San Juan Capistrano. But then we were always a Northern California. Lassen's in Northern California. It's the last of the mountains in the Cascades. So Mount Shasta was north of it. Then I think St. Helens. And then the Seattle area. I can never remember the name of the one in Seattle. For whatever reason, my brain just farts out on that one. We need one more. Come on, where is it? We need one more. Stupid freaking snake altar thing. Yeah, California has everything. People love to shit on California for a lot of reasons, but it has an amazing variety of stuff. In some places, you can be on the beach, the Pacific, and 2 hours later, be skiing in the Sierras. But then I'm born and raised here, so unsurprisingly, I am definitely a Californian. From the tips of me toes to the top of me bald little head. That's level 60. Full power. Achievement earned. We'll do a quick sprint to unlock the waypoint in Lowtown. And then we'll head back to where we started. Midtown for Midtown Madness. Monday at red difficulty to get the 5 uniques we need to finish out Juggernaut's kit. And then I will be calling it an evening. But that's 15 minutes to half an hour worth of gaming time.
Whole town of ninja and hydra creeps. My worst nightmare.
Right, that goes there. Those are crafting mats and some, let's see, health and physical damage. That's okay. That one was one we want. Health on hit is a big deal, especially for newly minted high-level characters. Rest of the stats on the others are all bad. That wasn't where we wanted to go. I have made an error. Hard to believe, I know. So we'll just body slide, which sounds like it's something that requires oil. And it does if you're doing it right. Back to Midtown. Oh my. Oh, we've got a 6-bosser. Where are they? Far end of the map, huh? Figures. It figures. Well, I'm level 60. Wow, something hit me really hard. Hi guys, how you doing? I'm going to try hit. Wow, that was fast, wasn't it? Did you enjoy that? I hope you enjoyed my time. Briefly being there before I was dead. Couple of drinks and I'm already teasing body sliding. Well, there's just hey, it's not my fault. I wouldn't even consider it if there wasn't a special tab on Twitch for body sliding. And while I was gone, 5 of them died. Custom made by the Juggernaut. I think that means I have gotten all of Juggernaut's uniques, but not at level 60 and not on Juggernaut. All right, that is a level 61. Excellent. We have an Infinity Orb. We love those. We love us some Infinity Orbs. Let's see. Is anyone beating up Crossbones? Because I'd be glad to help with that. Somebody, jeez, somebody is, but I keep running over his explosives that he's dropped, which hurt a lot, especially given that I'm basically working on, yeah, okay, but I'm just right over here, so we'll head back. We'll death march it if we have to. Boy, nobody's doing diddly do to Crossbones. Diddly do is a technical term, of course. Went to see the last stop of Lewis and Clark Expo in Washington since you were big in the area. Like Monticello, I think. See all the plants from around the U.S. Then you're making yourself emotional thinking of all the places. There are not many people who have been to all 50 states. In fact, a good argument could be made that an American presidential campaign was decided by that factor. Midtown Red. In 1960, Nixon had promised to campaign in all 50 states. And so for the last couple days of the campaign, he was in meaningless states that it didn't matter, but he had to live up to the promise. And he may have lost to Kennedy simply because for the last several days of the campaign, he was off in podunk states that didn't matter or that were already going to vote for him.
But you're okay in my book.
But hey, thank goodness he won in 68, huh? Did anyone end up ever beating up? No. Crossbones is still sitting on 60%. All right, new bosses. Four boss wave. I'll try not to die this time, but who knows?
I gotta get patched up.
He's definitely got some cool stuff going on, but I am also definitely going to have to spend a little time in checking out build guides for Juggy. And we hit him again. Well, everyone's dying a lot. Everything's dying a lot slower than last time when I was away for the 10 seconds it took after I got knocked out to get back, and 5 of the 6 bosses were dead. Way to go, everyone. Really fast last time. This time I don't die, and you're all just sitting here with your thumbs up your butts. Recreationally. Don't wanna. Well, that seems like a hostile act. To purge my DNA from the gene pool. It means nothing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cinerat told me all about you, Strange. He said you're bad news.
Well, who are you going to believe? Sidorak and an evil demonic presence, or Doctor Strange, a guy with that kind of goatee. I mean, everyone knows people with goatees are just evil. All right, we've got 2 of the harnesses, which we already had, but the other ones were like really low level. Strength and durability, momentum, health. They're pretty close. This one, wow, they're very close. Is not quite as good. We have an enormous hammer of Kurth. By the way, Kurth with 1 U is my warrior in WoW. Kurth. Hammer of Kurth. Nope. And nope. Okay, well, we need 2 more. 2 more. We need boots and helmet. We have a unique. It's the wrong boots, but we'll use them until we get, the real ones. X-Men boots, the real ones. Those were the shortest lived boots I've ever had in my life. Can we get the last piece? No, it's a destroyer rifle. How about with this one? Nope, we still need the helmet. Juggernaut's helmet. And we go back to Midtown Red. Ooh, a couple nice pops and snaps in the back there. I got 4 credits out of the newspaper stand.
Guns for cowards. I want my fist through the target.
That was Juggernaut talking to Cable. Despite the fact Cable's running around with an enormous, like, two-handed melee weapon, I gave him crap about using guns. Okay, we've got 5 bosses for a change. Magneto. Who are you? What have you done? It's Ian McKellen at home. Moving for nobody. But I won't do that. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. It's a song reference, guys. I'm old. Whoop, ow, ow, ouch, ooch, oochie ooch. That's a corker. Thank you, Magneto at home. Timu Magneto. I gotta say, as a longtime gamer, glowing beams of light stretching up from your loot. It's a very primitive Pavlovian response, but it's definitely a real thing.
Gotta save some of this for the bad guys.
Yeah, got to save some of this for the bad guys. Is this better than the one I'm currently wearing? No, it is not. Is this better? I'm going to say yes. It's not great, but it's better. The slab of Subterranea can conceivably actually make the build. I'm going to hold on to that until I actually look at a build guide. New boots. Not as good. They're just not as good. And now, the training room, and you'll get to watch me spend the next hour and 45 minutes trying to get that last piece of slot 5 gear, his helmet. Or maybe you won't. Because after the first 10 minutes, you'll go, oh, this is never going to end. We've gone 0 for 4 on those boxes, we got 0 uniques out of the boxes. That is the wrong kind of mutation. You see, the X-Men have them use the mutation. I use mystical energies. Goes back to that thing with Sidorak. It's complicated. Midtown, red, go. Oof. Tell you what, we'll do one more wave. And then regardless, I'll call it an evening. I do want to thank all of you guys for hanging out tonight, as always, on this very special edition of Magnifying Lens Does the Internet. And he does the internet. I will not be back tomorrow. As usual, after a night of imbibing, the odds of my playing and streaming are low. They're not 0, but they're mostly 0. So, I will be back on Wednesday. Possibly with PoE 2, but more likely I would say Windrose. But also possibly Guild Wars 2, because I could see myself getting worked up for a little Guild Wars 2 play in mental preparation for the big news, hopefully super big news on Friday. We shall see. But that will be my plan. Hey, I have not yet used my ultimate power, so... Gains full access to complete power of the Gem of Sidorak, bigger size, does damage. How about we hit the button? There we go. I am the Juggernaut. I'm bigger, I'm running around. Whoops! We hit the death and instant res proc right there. I'm still bigger. I'm little tiny. Juggernaut again. Hi guys. I know. Let's do a show. Whoop. And I'm dead again. Surprisingly, well, my hit points are still really low. So I'm dying, but also it is beginning to feel like, despite his incredible theoretical durability, that the functional durability on the character is somewhat low. But it's hard to tell. I just got to 60 not too long ago, and, you know. I'm not geared nor spec'd out with a real spec. It's all very ad hoc. Skullhead. Ah, that was me talking to Johnny Blaze. Ghost Rider. I'm raw power. Malekith shall return. Only in reruns, pal. And we've got all of our goodies. Ultron is unstoppable. You keep telling yourself that. We'll head downstairs, we'll pop open our boxes, and I'll call it an evening. A streaming. That's what I'll call it. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that's what I'm going to call it. No. No. That 8 boxes in a row with no uniques? I was freaking robbed. But regardless, I am going to call it here for the evening. I suppose that. No. I want to thank all you guys for hanging out. As always, I do appreciate it very much. Thank you, Fat Body, for the 2557, I think it was. Thank you, Dark Machinist, for the 10. You are both far too kind to the old man. But he appreciates it regardless. So, back on Wednesday. Don't know what I'll be playing, but it'll be the same high quality magnifying lens product, TM. Yeah, so we'll see what's up on Friday as well. That's the next big news. Other than that, I can't think of anything else other than more of the same old crap. Thank you, Dark Machinist. More of the same stuff. So if you like the stuff, feel free to keep watching. If you don't like the stuff, why are you still listening to me flap my jaws? Anyway, back on Wednesday again. Thank you guys for hanging. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Hope the rest of your Monday night or possibly Tuesday morning goes great. Hope the rest of your week goes smoothly to get you into your Friday so we can find out about Guild Wars 3, probably, hopefully, and your weekend. So, take care and ciao for now. Bye, guys. Thanks again for hanging. Really do appreciate it.